Yo, what's up, bro?
What's good? What's good?
Not much, man. First of all, how you doing, bro?
Man, I'm straight, bro. I'm straight. Was in the crib chilling. Had a little dinner.
Yeah, man.
Everything good?
Everything good, man. Everything good. I know you tired of working out this morning, that crazy ass workout.
Hey, you feel me? You caught me on a light day too, fool. For real.
Oh man. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is R.J. Harris, 6 foot, 200 pound wide receiver for the Ottawa RedBlacks. Give or take the 200. You tell me. I don't know. You look a little slim in there today. I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, bro.
But
All
yeah,
right.
we got him here live and direct, man, and good to have you on, man. Appreciate you for coming on.
No doubt, bro. Appreciate you having me.
So first, we get on to it. First question I want to ask you, and this is a question that I'm thinking everybody wants to know. You versus me. I'm on defense. Do you get the first down, or do I get to stop right now?
That's a serious question or like?
All right, let's get to the next question. When you start playing football, what did you first start playing? What do you think you remember playing?
First started, I would say about sixth grade, bro. I started late. I started later than most people. Most people think, like hoop. I was playing ball when I was 3 years old when I could first start. You know what I mean? But now, with football, I started, like I said, I started late, sixth grade, seventh grade, maybe something like that.
All right, I heard you talk about basketball. Was basketball kind of your thing first before football, or
Yeah,
kind of
100%.
was?
100%. It was all hoop, bro, all the time. I didn't even commit to football till about, later into my high school years, but it was all basketball, bro. Basketball was my first love. You know what I mean? I was playing
Yeah,
AU. I came out, like, that was all it was. My pops was my coach for years. So it was all basketball.
right, right. That's pretty interesting, man. A lot of people, like I be telling people that all the time. A lot of people think it's just football, and he was interested in basketball, man. Look what
I
what
was
turned out, man.
I was interested in every sport, bro. Like I didn't,
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? I was doing everything. I was playing soccer. I was playing baseball. I was just playing every sport, bro. My father had me and my brother outside doing everything.
hmm
Talking about everything, bro. Like any sport, like we play tennis. I learned
hmm
racquetball. I learned how to swim. You know what I mean? My pops just had us doing everything. Just let us get a taste of everything, then let us decide, you know what I mean, what we wanted to
Right.
gravitate to. And then for me, early, like I said, ended up gravitating towards basketball.
Right. I was going to ask you about that. Was it kind of like family implemented? Like, is it a family of athletes type of situation where though you were just exposed to that competitive nature of sport early, and that's why you kind of gravitated towards everything, or you would kind of say you just kind
I
of figured
wouldn't,
it out on your own?
I wouldn't say it was, what I mean, like necessarily ran in the family. Like my father played high school. He played a little bit in college football. My mother, she
hmm
played basketball in high school. So, I had some athletic genes, but I think I made it the furthest, like out of anyone in my family, as far as collegiate, professionally. My brother did play college football, but I think it was just more so like both my parents' love and passion for just sports in general. You know what I mean? They love sports. My dad genuinely loves basketball. So he was
Right.
always, I'd be a young boy just sitting there with my father. He'd be having all the games on, you know what I mean? And being exposed to that at such an early age, you know what I mean? I just kind of fell in love with it, you know what I mean? I seen my father do it, I'm like, all right, let
Right.
me check this out. Let me see how I feel about basketball, see if I want to do basketball. And then I found that same love and passion for the game that got me
hmm
involved in athletics early.
Now where are you from? Like where are you from?
I'm from right here in Maryland, bro, Anne Arundel County, Maryland.
Right.
Yeah, I was born
Now,
in
did I see
I
something
was
about you were born in Germany or something?
yeah, yo, I was born in I was so my parents was military. So I
Right.
was born in Germany, came to the States, got to the States, I went to South Carolina. I moved to
hmm
Maryland. I bounced around Maryland. I was in we were out there close to DC for a little while. Then I moved to Odenton, and now I'm over here in Severn.
Right.
So
Now, when you were in South Carolina, do you remember running into a Big Besley? That's Big Besley. Did you remember running into him?
nah,
Good dude down there.
I ain't never run the big Bears, but I do remember Bears pulled up to I remember they pulled up to the All-Star game though. I do remember that down
Okay,
in South Carolina.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, shout out to Big Bears, by the way. Shout out to Big Bears. Okay, so I mean, sounds like earlier you just had a keen sense for sports.
Yeah.
And is that something that you were kind of geared towards, or was it like, were you more interested in something in school as well, or did you always feel like you were going to be a part of like the sports culture?
Tell you the truth, bro, it was all sports, 100%
Yeah.
time for me, bro.
Yeah.
And the only
Keep it
reason,
real. Keep it real.
the only reason I did do well in school was because of sports. Like my father said, unless you doing well in school, I'll take
Yeah.
basketball away from you. So if he took
Yeah.
basketball away from me, like that's my thing. So it forces me to
Yeah.
do well in school. So it was a situation where like I did have some guidance. Like my father used my main love of sports to control, not necessarily control, but to help guide me in school. Like, because without
For sure.
basketball, it was like, what am I going to do? So let me go ahead and knock this schoolwork out, you know, get my grades straight. And then eventually, over time, you know, I keep doing that. Once he instilled that in me at an early age, you know what I mean? I just kept doing it all the way through middle school, high school. Then I realized the importance again to college. But like I said, it was already instilled in me, so everything was good.
Yeah, man. Shout out to your pops, man. He sounded like he was the driving force behind this
100%,
machine.
bro. You meet Pops, bro, you
Right.
already know, bro. You already
Right,
know.
right, right.
Yeah.
Right. So, who did you play youth sports with? Like, who did you play with? Gork or Millersville? Who did you meet, or who did you play with?
So
Like, Severn or?
as far as football, so football, I started football. So I started football my first year. I played with Severn. Severn,
Mhm.
right down the street from here. So I started playing football, like I said, sixth, seventh grade, maybe. I started out as a defensive end. And Severn, you
Right.
know, all them, like the way I was with basketball, that whole team, they came up together playing football since they was youngins, you know what I mean? So I was
Right. Right.
off the street, you know what I mean, trying to fit in. And I ain't really, you know what I mean, I ain't really fit in like that. You know, they had been doing that for a while. So then I came over to Fort Meade my next year, you know, closer to home, right across the street. Like I said, my parents being military, it was much easier for us and more accessible. And then I finished out my couple little league years with Fort Meade Cougars. Played there
Okay.
for a couple
Okay.
years. And then for basketball, let's say basketball, I played before I got like really competitive. You know, I was playing at Fort Meade on base with the Cougars. And then when we made the jump I made the jump to AAU, and that's when I linked up with like my whole squad now. You know, Sherrod, Terrell,
Mhm.
boys like
Mhm.
that. We played with
Shout out to
Mays.
Rod.
You feel me? We played with Mays back in the day, and that's where it started. AAU played Mays every year, every summer. I remember we go down to Florida, and we get smacked every year, bro. We couldn't mess with them boys down there in the AAU,
Yeah.
so, bro. We going down there, you know what I mean? We getting beat by 30 in the first round. But I mean, it was a good
Yeah.
experience though. It was a learning experience. Got to go out there and compete a little bit. You know, got to see basketball on a much wider scale, see how much talent truly is out there. And that's what
Right.
AAU kind of exposed me to that competitiveness of the game. You know what I mean? Kind of got
Right.
me dialed in like, okay, there's some real dogs
Mhm.
out here that's competing and doing this, you know what I mean, on that's their grind. So that's kind of where I got my competitiveness from, I say.